hits the double stomp again. But Wado kicks out. It's like 2.9. Like, and Shingo on the outside, just waving that flag. Just,
Mm-hmm.
just full
Biggest
support.
cheerleader.
Full support for his boy, man.
Mm-hmm.
Like, the other guys did not like. Hiromu's just like, yeah, on the mat. He's
Mm-hmm.
slamming the mat, cheering. Tens on,
Roshi and
and
Naito, not so much.
yeah, tens on. Just you could see him. He's quieter, but when like Wada was on the outside, he would be checking on the guy and things like. It was
Mm-hmm.
just, oh. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to NJPW Puroresu Review. I am your co-host Andre C. Right over here is the Taco Princess herself, Melball. How you doing, Melball?
Oh man, Andre. It is a day. It is a day. I'm
Hmm.
surprised it's not a Monday. It is not a Monday though. It sure feels like it though.
Hmm.
I'm exhausted. I'm running on very little sleep. I'm waiting for the pre-workout to actually hit my blood. If I could snort it safely, I probably would at this point. How are you doing, my friend?
I am do. I think I'm doing a little bit better than you, but not by much. Didn't sleep a lot last night. I didn't sleep a lot last night either. So coming in a little tired.
Joys of being addicted to professional wrestling.
Very much so, and being addicted to a professional wrestling video game right now on my phone.
Sorry.
It's all your fault, Mel. It's all your fault.
I will accept blame from this one because I am also addicted to said game.
Yeah, we're talking about the New Japan Strong Spirits. If you're wondering, we I've been a little obsessed with that for the last week since we hung out and watched Resurgence together. I've been playing that like nonstop ever since. So
I
yeah.
mean, yeah. I mean, with the merger now, and or sorry, the buying of Stardom by NJPW, we are now able to get kind of access to the Stardom wrestlers now, both
Hmm.
partners and wrestlers in the Strong Spirits game. So if you are playing this game, you better get on that because I just got Natsupoi, and I think Andre's pretty jealous about that.
A little bit. A little bit.
Hmm. You got Suri though, so
I got Syria like on my first pull
you did.
from the Julia pulls, and you were kind of pissed at me.
Yeah, well, I mean, I play this freaking game every day. Here you come, freaking how many months break, and you just get the best cards right
And I
away.
got my Tamihashi on the same pull too.
You did, and it took me 16 pulls to get her.
Right now I'm working on a Kenny Omega pull, so we'll see what happens there. But we're not
Yes.
here to talk strong spirits. We're here to talk some
No.
professional wrestling. So, but
Yes.
before we get into this, I want to say thank you to everybody for not signing up for coming in and watching the video, subscribing to the channel, liking the videos. So please and comment down below. We love to hear from you guys. We really, really do.
Mhm.
The more we hear from you, the better. So thank you so very much. And before we get into it, I do want to give it a quick notice. I will be doing the ALS walk here in Edmonton, June 10th. The link for donations down below. You do not have to donate, but any donations if you choose to do would be appreciated. But I just putting it out there if anybody wants to donate, but you don't have to. So I just want to put it out there. So we're going to get into some professional wrestling, ladies and gentlemen, after this awesome 3 minutes of banter. I
What a
say
day.
awesome with quotations. Yeah,
We're like the Miz awesome.
that's pretty awesome, though.
Hmm. Hmm.
So we're into the last 2 nights of Best of Super Juniors. It is nights 11 and 12, the semifinals and the finals. Just to kick it off with the semifinals show, we kick it off. First off, we have Kevin Kelly and Chris Charlton back together on the call for these last
Yeah.
2 nights. Very, very happy
Yes.
about that. Even though he's had some great partners. Like I thought Eagles did a phenomenal job. TJP did a phenomenal job.
Hmm. Bailey.
Kevin Knight did a pretty damn good job too.
Hmm. Hmm.
Yeah.
And Mike Bailey did a great
Mike
job too.
Bailey did really good too. So
Yeah.
he's had some good partners in this. So
Mhm,
yeah.
mhm, mhm.
But we get into this. It's Bullet Club versus TMDK. Gedo got in there and he stood there for his pose and I literally wrote this down at the time and I kind of still feel this way. Gedo gives me insignificant random guy energy.
Oh, don't say it. Don't say it. Don't say it. Don't say it. Don't say it.
Do it. Say
No,
it.
no, 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 no. We're good. I'm just gonna go. Yes, sir. Yes, he
Yeah,
does.
it
He
just
does.
it just said
Yeah, the pose is so weird and cringe. It's cringe.
yeah,
Cringe.
and especially now that he's standing beside Clark Connor, he feels even more insignificant now. Like he felt so insignificant against with Jay White. I guess he felt more significant with Finley because Finley meh, but Clark Connor is just radiates badass in
Mm-hmm.
my opinion. Like he's got that look, he's got the right attitude.
Oh,
So like
100%.
Gato just looks like, hey, this is just some random homeless dude I hang out with. He's like, it's kind of what
You know
like
who he reminds me of? He reminds me of in that cartoon Teen Titans Go. Who's the guy who's always in the trash can?
oh
Howdy!
I know who you're talking about. I can't remember.
Cowboy,
Oh,
cowboy, isn't it?
I can't remember, but
Unless
yeah.
he's somebody, I don't know, but that's what who he does remind me of. He just kind of pops out of a trash can and says howdy. Um,
Yeah.
yeah, very much so.
He's the real life human Autry the Grouch.
Oh, gross.
And then the other thing I noticed in the beginning, I loved Eagles' TMDK shirt. Hint hint, wink wink, wink wink, hint hint.
Yeah, subtle hint.
Yeah, so subtle. But yeah, really good match. Connor spearing the shit out of Fujita early,
Mhm.
and then knocks Robbie to the floor, tosses him into the barricade or not in the barricade into the post, and then into
No
the crowd
barricades.
chairs. I wrote barricade and nah, I was
No
wrong.
barricades.
Fujita's making his comeback, and Gedo ends up pulling Robbie off the apron, and you just felt for Fujita, like because when Gedo pulled him out, he was just about to reach Robbie, and then he gets pulled away, and he's just like, oh, my heart broke for the guy.
Mhm.
Yeah, in the end though, Fujita gets a Kimura on Gedo, but Connors ends up breaking it up, and like I was biting on this, and then uh he hits the German, but Eagles drop kicks Connors to stop the spear
Mhm.
and ends up taking him to the floor. So Fujita rolls up Gedo, gets the European clutch taught to him by the master Zack Sabre Jr. and got legitimately the biggest pin of his career so far.
Mhm.
And he pinned Gedo.
Mhm.
That's pretty goddamn huge because the Young Lions don't pin anybody other than Young Lions usually.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh. And that's usually kind of like they're only pinning their young lions because that's what the kind of like what their level is, right? To
Mm-hmm.
see a young lion pin someone on the main roster, even if it is just Gato, like arguably Gato would be in that kind of same kind of area as Tenzan, Kojima, Nagata,
But
the,
he's
the
a
kind of
legend.
veteran kind of.
He's a veteran legend, really, if you think about
Yeah.
it.
So like that would be the place that you would want to start to pick up wins. To see him pick this up, I marked out. I was like, holy effing crap. When what? And just the pride that was on his
Oh,
face. He was so proud of himself, so
well,
excited.
did
It
you see
just melted my little heart.
the pride on Robbie's face too,
Yeah,
dude? He was so
come
proud.
on now. He got the crowd chanting for Fujita before Fujita even got into the ring. And just the look on Fujita's face to have that entire arena chanting your name. And that's not a small arena, this was a sizable arena. Just the emotion on his face, you could tell he was trying to be hard, but there was that moment,
Mm,
that second, that
you,
split second where you
you could.
saw the tears in his eyes, and he was just like, oh, this is what I lived for. This is what all of this work up into this moment was meant for. And I
Mm-hmm,
loved it because this match really did showcase Fujita in particular for me. I felt that
mm-hmm.
he was on absolute fire. He was more than red hot. He was blue hot. This guy was like supernova level
Oh, he
fire.
was Watto hot. Okay.
Oh yeah, yeah, no, he was going hard.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, you kind of mentioned everything that I kind of wrote down here. Um, I
It
did
wasn't a
notice it.
lot.
Yeah, there wasn't a whole lot. This was a banger of an opener. Perfect way to set up the show. I did notice Gato at one point kind of had a mouthful of blood. I think he got busted open somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
And it kind of helped, I think, with the the mood of the match, because like once you get popped in the mouth like that and you start to taste blood, you start to get that kind of blood rage. And I think we did see that a little bit out of Gedo, when he kind of did try to fire up a little bit. And I think it added to the interaction between him and Fujita, because it made Fujita look just that much stronger when Gedo was trying to be defiant with, again, with all that blood and stuff, and still got put down. I was super impressed with this. Again, I marked out when he won. I was just so happy.
Yeah, I very much enjoyed. It's a great opener and a great surprise. That's what this
Yes.
was for me.
Hmm.
We move on. It's Tomoaki Honma and Toru Yano, Team Goofy Fun Guys versus
I
the
was gonna say
United
Team
Empire.
Goofball.
Yeah, Team Goofy Fun Guys versus Aaron Henare and Great Khan of the United Empire. Henare and Honma, the trading of strikes at the start, absolutely phenomenal.
Yes.
Yano, as always, pulling corner pads.
Hmm.
Khan choking Yano, like he's pulling him back over the ropes with his braid early. I was like, yeah, cheat,
Some Bianca
cheat.
Belair stuff.
He always cheats, you cheat. Simple as that. Hanma getting double Kokeshis onto Khan and Hanare
Hmm.
in this match, right at one after the other. In the end, though, TKO cutter by Henare and Khan. They get the win on Hanma.
Hmm. Hmm. I don't have a whole lot to add to this one. This one was just kind of like a goofy match for me. Always a joy to see Hamna, though. I love seeing Hamna. It's such a joy to watch. He's just so happy. It's hard not to smile when he's just sitting there going in your face.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, Okan and Hanari, I think this was a bit of a showcase for them going into the tag match that they're going with House of Torture
They
Ambition
have
One.
been added, yeah.
Yeah, so I feel that they were kind of like put more on the pedestal for this match, and that Hamna and Yano were more of the "we lie down for you" kind
Mm-hmm.
of thing for this. But yeah, it really did show how well Okan and Hanari work together, which kind of leads into what we've been saying like a hot minute since the United Empire kind of hit the scene. These guys are so exactly what their namesake is. They are united. These guys. Okay, I was like, why are we doing TMDK
I
there?
realized I was doing more like a unity thing, but then I realized, oh shit, that's TMDK.
I was
This.
gonna say, wrong team, my guy, wrong team. The United Empire, as I was saying, as you were saying, United. United. You can literally interchange any one of those guys. You could remove Hinare, put in Cobb, they would do just as good. You could remove Great Khan, put in Akira, they would do just as good. You know,
Mm.
they yeah.
I think Akira's a little undersized, but he would still be a
I,
great
I
team.
think he
They'd
could
work
still.
together phenomenally.
I think Akira would have no problem with Yano.
Oh, okay. If in this match, I thought you were talking like the title match. I was like,
No, I'm saying specifically this match.
Oh, okay, yeah,
This
definitely
match
this
in
match.
particular. You could switch out any guy. You could put in TJP there, Dan Maloney. You could literally put any United Empire guy in any pairing with any other United Empire guy. This match would have ended the exact same, with the
Mhm.
United Empire uniting, doing whatever it is that they felt they needed to do with their tag move, and ending the match with a win. So, yeah, I think we can agree United Empire is kind of the team to be in NJPW. Yeah, this one was fun.
Yeah, absolutely. I really enjoyed this. Again, it was only a few minutes, but it got what it needed to get across. It showed who these
Yeah.
guys are to this.
The next
Um,
one I took a little bit more notes on.
I took a
Not too
few more on
much,
this
but a
one.
little bit.
Intergalactic Jet Setters,
And
Kushida and
Taguchi.
Kevin Knight teaming up with the Gooch, Ryusuke Taguchi, taking on United Empires, Dan Maloney, Francesco Akira, and TJP. Now, again, like you said in the last match, they have that unity. I said, and remember, I was saying this in the last show. I would be cool if if TJP and Akira win the titles back.
Mhm.
Freebird this shit for if like TJP can't make a tour. Freebird it. Like have Maloney be able to step in and work those titles with him. Again, that's also why I wish it would have just been Khan stepping in for Davis
Mhm.
instead of them relinquishing. I think would have been personally it would have been the better choice for me personally.
Mhm.
But again, it's that cohesion in the teams. Anybody can work together, and
Mhm.
I
Mhm.
love these three working together. This match
Yes.
was dope, man. And We got Taguchi getting his butt on a little more. Working those hips, working that butt. He's doing a lot more of it now. Yeah. Again, fun little match. TJP inadvertently super kicking Akira at one point, trying to take out Knight.
Mhm.
Um, Maloney ended up stopping the top rope Rana by Knight, and then uh, Catch 22 hitting that sandwich drop kick.
Yeah.
Looked good. Like it looked pretty like rough, like when they just smashed into him. Or sorry, no, that was later on. Sorry, maybe I'm thinking of the next night. Sorry. They hit the toss drop kick into Kevin Knight in the tree. Well, I apologize. I have my spots mixed up. My brain's not working right now. It's too early in the morning, but I work most nights, so we can't record at night much. Kushida really working over the arm of Akira in this match when they were in there together.
Mhm.
Taguchi getting the forever butts and then getting the double DDT to catch 22. Akira dodges the bum IA and then turns the Dodon into the roll through stomp. And this is where Catch 22 hit the sandwich knee strikes and Akira pins Gooch for the win.
Mhm. Mhm. This one was fun. I
Mm,
really, really enjoyed this match. Like I was just glued to my screen for this one. I could not look away. I felt Akira again came in with that fiery attitude, especially going after Knight at the beginning there. I just love watching him wrestle with this emotion, even though it does sometimes tend to get the better of him and be a little bit to his detriment. Seeing this side of him is very exciting and makes for some really great wrestling.
mm-hmm.
Um, yeah, Akira and TJP, I mean, Catch 22, Tutu, sorry, Catch Tutu.
Catch 22, yeah.
They work so well together. I mean, just taking control at the beginning of this match, especially over the tag champions. I have to agree. I wish they did not take the titles off of TJP and Akira before Dominion. I wish
Yeah.
they were still holding the titles currently through this tournament. It just based on the win loss ratio, even between Knight and Kushida and Akira and TJP, I just feel it would have looked better on
Mm-hmm.
the United Empire. I digress. Something to build on. You mentioned with Taguchi setting up the Dodon and Akira reversing with the double stomp. Um, Something you didn't mention was when they TJ came in and taking out Knight on the outside there.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Little Maloney there, lying in wait like a little pit bull, catching Kevin Knight as soon as he came out of there with the gore. He did not even see that coming. And it was
Nope.
like the way they set up the camera view for it too. It was a further away view, so you could see the focus on what was happening in the ring, but it was like just on the side, you suddenly see this whoop as Kevin Knight goes flying on the outside. That
Mm-hmm.
was absolutely great. Something I noted about this one was like Maloney almost kind of felt like a stubborn third wheel on a date, which wasn't a bad thing. He was actually very, very functional, almost like the person who like kept the date from being ruined. It was absolutely great. But he was definitely that friend, especially based on the end of the match and how the interactions were going down afterwards with the championships. He's definitely that friend who's like ride or die. He's going to fist fight whoever you're fracking with first before asking why you're
Some
fist fighting the guy. He's going to knock him out and then ask you what he did to you. And I love it. It hit perfect addition to the United Empire because you have these good guys like TJP, like Akira, and even Great O'Con and Jeff Cobb. They play to the crowd. But then you have people like Maloney, who is just like, no, F you. And I love it. It makes for such a great dynamic and diversity.
Yeah, and just the aggressiveness that he was taking the titles out of Kevin Knight and Kushida's hands, taking
Mhm.
their titles out of their hands to give to his
Mhm.
teammates was just absolutely tremendous.
And the lack of like standing up to him too really does show also how much that aggression, really takes hold there. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah. So we
good
are
question.
going to
You're
move
good.
on from here. 8-man tag. Chaos versus House Torture. I didn't take much for this.
Me neither.
I think it's the first time in my life I actually that a war jump spot was a highlight in a match for me.
I Akira, that's the first note I have.
Yeah, because as Torture Attack for the bell, but Chaos gets the advantage. They end up doing a four-man war jump where each member is hitting the backs of another member of House of Torture.
Mm-hmm.
They end up brawling all over, people getting tossed in the chairs and other stuff, gang stomps. Uh, Leo's doing his Lopez, looking like a badass. Um, God, I really haven't got much else. Bishamon hit Shote to Gedo, and they get, or not Gedo, to Togo, and they get the win. I wrote Gedo. I literally wrote Gedo. He's Gedo light, is what he is.
He's
Gets the
little Dick
win.
Togo.
Yeah. And then they get the win. And then after the match, Henare and Khan attack Chaos. Uh, and they said they will win the titles and then wrestle Aussie Open for the belts after they win them. Because again, keep having an Empire versus Empire match.
Mm-hmm.
And then Evil calls Bishamon stupid, and in an Empire even stupider, at least on the translation. And Evil low blows Hinari and Khan, and they run Yoshi's balls into the post. Is that everything?
I mean, yeah. Um, yeah. The war drums were the best part of this match. That in the end. The
That in
end.
the show tape.
I, yeah, I wasn't really invested in this match. I also kind of like I went into it intending not to enjoy it just because House of Torture is involved. Um, I did like the end when they're all kind of doing their thing and setting up for the tag match. I felt that it was more interesting than the match that just happened.
Mm.
Um, that being said, though, lots of ball shots, which you know how I feel about that. Too many ball shots. Stop feeling your nuts. Just fucking
Mm-hmm.
wrestle.
Yeah.
That's it.
Perfect. We're gonna move on because I just again there wasn't anything to that match. That was the problem.
No.
Yeah. The next matchup it's Chaos's because Okada and Ishii teaming up with the legend Tanahashi, taking on the team of the Young Boys and the team of the Young Boys. If you really think
Just
about
Team
it,
Young Boys.
Team Young Boys: Oleg Bolton, Oscar Loibe, and Shota Umino, Moxley's young boy. Shota wearing the new Mox and Shooter shirt. Sporting
Yes.
that, I
I
actually
like
quite
that
like
shirt.
that shirt. It was pretty
It
nice.
is a nice shirt.
I wrote down here: does anyone believe that Shota and his young boys have an inkling of a shot to win this match? God, no.
No, no, no. And like,
Yeah, as soon as I saw this card, I'm like, I know who's winning this match.
yeah, it just really didn't go the way I expected. Um, this match, it was kind of an interesting one for me, because like we haven't seen Oleg a bit in the ring for
Mhm.
since the tournament kind of started. But like if I could be honest, this wasn't his night, and we know that there's nights where you're just no 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 no. He was not. He was pulling his forearms, man. The forearm exchange he had with Ishii was weak, weak, weak. He was pulling everything on Ishii. On
Did,
Ishii. You
did
don't
you see
pull.
that forearm where he cracked Ishii in the face and Ishii went, "Whoa, whoa." That was awesome.
Because Ishii oversold it because he had to. I don't feel that this was Oleg's night. For me, this was not his match. The next night absolutely was. It was a
Hmm.
completely different person. But this night he was something was off. I don't know if he was just maybe scared shitless of Ishii. I mean, relatable. I would be terrified to be standing across the ring from the guy who has no neck. But
Well,
I
just
felt that he was pulling his stuff a lot, especially his forearms. And there was a few kicks that looked really hella weak. There was the drags that I think that he was trying to do with Ishii. The first one, Ishii did all of the work on that one. He had no idea what he was doing. The second one looked better, but it was still there was confusion, which is fine. He's a young lion. He's learning, and arguably he is the youngest young lion on the roster, despite probably being the biggest. Like,
less than, I think it's what, maybe a year at this point since
yeah, yeah.
Nagata
So like
introduced
it's
them, and then
understandable to
yeah.
me that he's going to be at this level. But you're working people like Tanahashi, like Ishii and Okada. These are three veterans. These are the best people that you want to learn from.
Mm-hmm.
And arguably in this situation, being in the ring with Ishii was the best thing for him because they made it look the absolute best that they could. Now Loibe, on the other hand, he was on fire this match.
Mm-hmm.
He did so good. But let me tell you, the height difference between him and Ishii, it was absolutely hilarious to me because standing there, Ishii is like waist level of Loibe, and watching them struggle for who is going to get the suplex was really, really funny. I found myself giggling the whole time. And then, like, finally, when Ishii finally got Loibe over there, I was like, yay! But then when Loibe pops up and gets Ishii over again, too, I was like, woohoo! This is great. This ended up being absolutely what I wanted. Um, I felt that Ishii took a lot of really rough bumps in this one, though. So definitely, like, maybe give him some bonus pay for that. That was crazy. The smoke between Okada and Shota, though, these two, who this is giving me like Kaido Okada kind of vibes in the kind of hatred that they're kind of having for each other. You can sit there shaking your head. This is my opinion on it, my guy. Simmer down.
Oh, yeah, I'll
There,
get mine.
since the Kaido Kinemura incident with Okada, we have seen this kind of different personality come out in Okada, where he's almost like, "Are you serious with this shit?" He's very Okada was very easy breezy lemon squeezy before. He was smiley, he was okay. You could slap him in the face, he'd be like, "That's okay. I just know you're mad." Now it's like if you slap Okada in the face, you're screwed. He's going to kick your ass. Um, and I like it. I like this kind of nasty streak that's coming out of Okada. I'm hoping that it leads to a full dark side turn. He's already got the black trunks. I'm hoping that we end up seeing Chaos go from being this wee hee 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 little happy face faction to being a heel faction. Um, the only thing I wanted to say at the end here is that the match, it definitely felt like it was two teams that were kind of almost thrown together that didn't really have any cohesion with each other. And that's really scary to say considering the legend team here of Tanahashi, Ishii, and Okada are, as I said, legends. These guys have been in this business a hot minute. They've worked together, they've worked against each other. They should be a little bit more cohesive than Shota and the Young Boys. And I felt that both teams had comparable experience to each other. Like they didn't feel
Yeah,
unified. Andre,
I
what do
get
you
what you mean.
think?
The match overall is really good.
Mhm.
I just finally realized what Okada is and what Gato's doing. He's John Cena, and it's only going to get worse from here. And he's never going to turn heel. He's just going to. It was the after the match thing that really put it over the top for me.
Mm.
When Umino grabbed Okada by the throat and pushed him against the rope, and all he did was go,
And the Rainmaker pose, yeah.
all he did was smile and brushed it off. I'm
Mm.
like, that's fucking John Cena in 2008. All he did was smile and brush shit off and never turned heel.
Mm.
Gedo is doing the exact same thing. He's he's teasing it as Vince did do odd teases with John Cena in the odds, but he's never going to turn him.
I hope that's
It,
wrong because I think I could
I
use it.
pray to Christ it's wrong, but that's exactly how I feel with this because I'm looking at it and I'm going, that smile was literally what John Cena would do when somebody would put their hands on him not within a match. He would just go,
Mhm.
he would just go, it was exactly what John Cena used to do, and I was like, "Fuck this guy." I'm ready to say, like,
I'm gonna
not
hope that
him.
they don't do that.
I pray to Christ, but oh, it all looks that
Let's hope
way.
that Gedo is smarter than Vince. Just put that out there.
I don't think he is, but okay.
I mean, one of them is old and dementia, so like let's hope that that's a factor in that, and let's hope that Gedo doesn't have dementia and that he can figure something out a little bit better here.
Let's hope so.
Mm-hmm.
We move on.
Did we get to
It's
the end? Did we finish that
sorry, I didn't write the end of the match.
one?
Okada tosses Shota into the crowd with the chair in the crowd chairs, and Ishii gets the Boston Crab on Loibe, sits it down deep, and makes him tap out.
Oh yeah. He had to readjust that thing twice, but like both times sat down pretty much on Loibe's head.
Yeah, I wasn't sure if you had mentioned it or not, so I just kind of
No,
was
I don't.
moving on.
I let you do the finish, my friend.
All right, and here we go. 8-man tag team match. It's LIJ's Bushi, Hiromu, Shingo Takagi, and Tetsuya Naito versus just five guys: Douki, Sanada, Taichi, and Yoshinobu Kanemaru. Sick entrance match for Bushi. That pointed mask, I don't know what it was, but
It looked like a
that's
coyote head.
that's two masks that I've just loved in the last little bit from him. With that Venom mask and that one, damn, I love this dude.
Hmm.
Um, Taichi and Sonata wander through the crowd, pose together with their titles. LIJ attack before the bell, becomes a wild brawl while
Hmm.
Hiromu and Douki stay in the ring. Naito and Douki, man, goddamn chemistry between those two. It's amazing. These two are just
Hmm.
absolutely tremendous.
I
Yeah,
love that Doki. That
yeah.
Doki.
I didn't take a crazy amount of notes for this one. Bushi
Same.
with the drop kick and the Bush Rooney to Kanemaru. How many Bushis were there?
I only saw one in the crowd.
Okay, I just got to get the Bushi check in there.
One Bushi.
Yeah. So just five guys in with triple teaming Bushi. Sonata gets the skull and spin. Doki, the people come in to save him. Everything goes crazy. Doki hits the suicide. They send him out. Doki hits the suicide on Hiromu. Sonata locks his skull in, and he gets the victory.
Hmm.
This really felt, and again, this isn't criticism, but if these guys have wrestled so many times, these two factions at this point in these last like 2.5, 3 months,
Hmm.
or the last 2 months. It felt like a greatest hits match. Just everybody kind of hitting their big shit, and that was it.
Yeah. Yeah, that's actually kind of what I wrote down. He just each faction showing off what they could do.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And they also kind of showed off how well they work together. I mean, Lij getting in there doing tag team moves on just five guys and just five guys doing the same on Lij. Something that I kind of was hoping to see. I do understand why it's not happening, but like I would have liked to see it with Mr. Salmon Splash, Yoda Suji joining Lij officially. I would have liked to see him. He officially joined them apparently.
Okay, that pisses me off on the next night even more. Then,
Yeah, because I was gonna say I would have liked to see him
yeah,
in this
this
instead of
on
maybe
this, yeah.
Hiromu or maybe instead of Naito, just because it would have made sense to the feud that he's having with Sonata, and it would also. I understand that like it's a big debut. It's Suji. I'm freaking excited about it. I would love for like I'm excited for his debut to be Dominion, but like at the same time, it would have been nice to be given like a teaser, a little taster, a little something
And
to
like you
like let
never,
us know what to expect from Suji.
and people aren't stupid. They've seen Yoda Tsuji when he was a young lion. They've seen him wrestle. It's not like this is the first time you're ever going to see the guy wrestle ever. Yes, this is the new time you're seeing him in his character in this company. But Christ Almighty, build it up
Yes.
like to the
And like
general
he's
viewer that.
so handsome.
And if you're not a person that follows the social medias, I didn't know until just now that Yoda Suji was in LAJ. Because again, I'm not really good at following the social medias of it all. I'm not great with
What am I
social
balls
media,
for?
but it just it infuriates me because I made a note for it. Like this night, it didn't bother me so much. It was
Hmm.
when it was the final night and it's the last show before Dominion that you're doing. What the flippin' shit? Why don't you have Yoda Suji on the show at all?
Hmm.
Like,
Even if
why
he
would
just did a run in.
why wasn't he cornering Lij? Like even
faction
come on
support.
and just to fuck with Sonata a bit or something, just
Mm-hmm.
something. But no,
Mm-hmm.
goddamn
They actually
company.
kind of with Sonata there, they actually kind of more focused on like maybe something more with him and Naito as opposed to him and Suji, which kind of bothered me because again, I was like, that's not his match at Dominion.
No,
His match is against Suji. And like they're showing so many images too of Suji. I mean, my goodness. Oof. There's the new heartthrob for freaking NJPW. My goodness.
you got to type, girl. I'll tell you that right now. We move on. Semi-main event TV. It's Mike Bailey versus Master Wado. They shake hands to start, trading kicks at the start. Wado ends up sending Bailey to the floor, hits a beautiful a plancha. Let's say plancha. Wearing the plancha, you know.
We're in the
Speedball,
pension.
speedball kicks, and the kick to the head sends Wado out. Bailey ends up booting him off the apron, hits that beautiful springboard moonsault plancha to the floor. So good. Did literally to bounce and then go do a backflip over the rope going sideways to the floor is a goddamn risky move because if you hit that apron, it's gonna hurt like a motherfucker.
Yeah, but he's very springy. He's kind of like Kevin Knight, only like way shorter, like way, way
Yeah,
shorter.
yeah. Beautiful Vader bomb knees out of the corner by Bailey for two.
Hmm.
Wado, that tope con hilo. I don't know if there's anybody that does it better than him. Just the arc and height he gets, maybe Teton, but like Jesus
Yeah.
Christ, those two can have go to war just over that one move alone. Um, yeah, the Bailey catching the springboard upcut into a flying armbar. Oh yeah, I love
Hmm.
it when people can like pull submissions out of the air like that.
Yes, him and
Very
Kushida,
good.
very, very good at that.
Yeah. Roll ups by both men leads to Watto getting the Vendaval. They transition into Watto trying the German suplex. If Bailey gets him down, hits the moonsault knees, reapplies the armbar, but Watto then turns that armbar into Vendaval. Great sequence of just
Hmm.
them moving through each other's moves. It was really good. Watto catching the tornado kick at one point and getting Resitamente out of it. Really
Hmm.
good. So they end up trading kicks on the apron. Bailey reverses the German suplex attempt by pulling the legs out from under him, hits the moonsault knees on the apron, heads up to the top. And this is the first time in the tournament he's done it. Hit the top rope ultimate weapon,
Hmm.
which usually he's been hitting it from the second rope most nights.
Hmm.
But Watto kicks out at like 2.9. Like, holy shit. And then Bailey goes for the flamingo driver, but Watto reverses it into a pile driver, only gets two. Hits the. I'm gonna keep calling it Trouble in Paradise till I know what the actual move is, but it's that essentially a Trouble in Paradise. Uh, as Bailey's doing the spinning towards him with the tornado kick, he does it into that. He kicks into the tornado kick. It would look
Hmm.
so good. Um, then hits the bridging German, and Watto gets the win. My boy is going to the finals, just like I said. Yes.
Knew you would be happy about that one. That was an incredible showing for both of these guys.
Mm-hmm.
Really liking the handshake at the beginning. I mean, I didn't expect any different from either one of these guys. Both of them being, I would say, extreme faces in this company. Um, yeah, when they took it to the outside, though, I definitely felt that Bailey was a little heelish. The ref was, telling him to come back in. He's like, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Shut it. Um, Still ended up really, really good. Really like the purple gear on Bailey. The purple
Mm-hmm.
accent gear with like the little loiny cloth things dingly dangling there. I really like that, especially on the shin pad. It reminded me a little bit of Tom Nakano. Um, Tons of armbar attempts from Bailey. He was really intent on that armbar. Obviously, left arm really being worked over or on Watto on this one. What I really, really loved though was that Watto seemingly had an answer for almost everything that Bailey was throwing at him, whether it was a wrestling move, whether it was a martial arts move. I think we started to really kind of actually see this way to the grand master character kind of start to come out here, that has been kind of maybe falling short. up until this point. I really, really, really impressed with this one. Yeah, I really felt also though that Bailey was a little bit stronger of a striker
Mm,
and when it comes to the martial arts kind of aspect than Watto in this one, but Watto was just able to out strategize him. I think good
mm,
match, really, really great match.
yeah. We move on. Main event of the semifinals.
Oh, I have so many notes.
It's Teton. It's Despy. Um, Teton's got his entire faction with him. Where the fuck is Narita and Minoru? That's my question. Um, but really, so they show up for his semifinal match with Desperado, but they don't show up for show where they know there's going to be cheating. Does this faction have a brain? Like I love them, but like, do they have a brain,
I mean,
or is it
it's
one
kind
shared
of like
between
you and
all of
I,
them?
where like if we combine our brains, we might have a whole brain cell.
No, okay, makes sense. I'm gonna let you take over for this one.
Yeah, to add on what you said, Lij actually coming out with Titan and all wearing immortal shirts. They were all wearing his specific year, which we don't really see again. I was just as surprised as you. I was only expecting to maybe see Hiromu or Bushi at ringside. I wasn't expecting to see Naito and Shingo. And I wasn't expecting to see them as supportive as they ended up being, especially Shingo. Shingo was like all up in Teton's face, like, yeah, let's go, man. Throwing the banner up. Like, Shingo was the number one cheerleader on Lij for Teton for this particular match. I really, really found it hilarious watching these guys yeet each other into the chairs, like just like giving the crowd a courtesy hand movement, giving them a few seconds to move, and just launching each other 6, 7, 8 rows down deep into the chairs. It was absolutely hilarious. Um, Teton's tope suicida on Desperado. He hit him hard enough that Desperado ended up rolling up the entrance ramp, and it was great. He rolled a good third of the way up there. It was phenomenal. This was one of the times again where Shingo ran in to check on Teton, and Hiromu was also there, and they were just sitting there like, "Yeah, man, let's go, let's do it." It was really refreshing to see, considering how again absentee they have been at ringside and supporting their partners throughout the tournament. So this is starting to be a little forgivable. Um, that tornado DDT from Teton, absolutely incredible. So quick and so sudden. Like he Desperado was hitting the ropes. Teton just ran in, hit him with a clothesline, and then boop boopity boop boop, head into the
Boop
mat.
boop
It was boop boopity boop boop. It
boop
was
boop.
great. Um, Smart thinking by Desperado to punch, just flat out punch Teton in the head when Teton was going for that second tope suicida, stopping him in the ropes there. Very, very smart. Teton climbing to the outside for that, or sorry, to the top turnbuckle for that double stomp on the outside, but missing when Desperado rolls out of the way. And then Desperado throwing Teton back in there to set up for the numero dos. I was like, no, I was super scared. I thought that was going to be the end of it because Teton landed very awkwardly from that double stomp. He actually looked like he might have hyperextended his knee the wrong way. I was super, super worried because he landed actually fully standing and then wobbled back a little bit. Um, what else? What else? Going into the end of it, it was just a battle. They were just smacking the smackety schmick smack out of each other. I really really loved it. Andre, what do you think of this one?
Absolutely tremendous. This is two guys, and I even listening to Chris Charlton and Kevin Kelly talk about it, it's like Desperado is influenced by lucha, but he's not a luchador. He's a
Mhm,
traditional style wrestler, but he's got the mask and he's inspired, and he did train over there. But he's
mhm.
not a luchador himself. So
Nope.
getting the clash in styles is absolutely tremendous. Even though,
Mhm,
like, yes, Teton has the submission base, has that stuff. But again,
mhm,
he's got that lucha fly. I'm going to fly around a bunch.
mhm,
And
mhm,
Desperado being that folly to him was absolutely phenomenal in this match. That punch to the face when he was going for that dive was
Yeah.
absolutely tremendous.
Mm-hmm.
In the end, though, spine buster by Despy. He applies numero dos, but like Eagles, Teton turns it into a Canadian destroyer. Um, Tornado DDT by Teton, and then rolls himself up to the top. That does that back roll up from the inside of the ring. I love
Mm-hmm.
that. And hits that top rope double stomp, but doesn't get to the cover right away. And it's just like Desperado kicking out of it. It was just like, so he ends up putting him it's immortal. Is the name of this finisher. See, I'm getting it right. Is
Yay.
applied, and he torques the head back like he yanks it, and Desperado taps out.
Mm-hmm.
Amazing
Mm-hmm.
finish. I really thought it was going to be Watto versus Despy. But dude, this like we'll
How
talk about it.
nostalgic would that have been?
We'll talk about it. Don't worry, we're gonna talk about it. But Master Watto comes out afterwards. They have a little bit of a face off. Teton speaks neither Japanese or English. I didn't really listen to the translation on
I
this one.
think he said a little bit of Japanese at the beginning, but then he went into Spanish.
Yeah, or sorry, not English. I said yeah, it meant Japanese and Spanish. So if it was English, I would have understood it. Never mind. I'm
Yeah.
my words don't work this morning.
No hablas español.
Yeah. So we are going. I guess you got nothing else on that one.
No, no. Except for like Shingo was the one LIJ member to come in there and like help Titan after
Mm.
give him water, fan him down. Everyone else kind of, limbered around the outside, like, good job, man. Good job. It's nice to see Shingo being Papa Shingo.
Papa Shingo.
Papa
We move
Shingo.
on to the night of the finals. It's May
Yes.
28th. Um, May 28th show. Oscar Loibe, Yuri Nakashima versus Oleg Bolton and Toki Magari. Now, yeah, you're very right. Bolton
Mhm.
looked much better in this match, teaming
So
up with
much
Makabe.
better.
Yeah, because
So much better.
he
I
was channel.
wonder maybe if he was pulling stuff because he was horrified of like hurting Hamna or like sorry Ishii. I don't know.
You can't hurt Ishii.
I know that was what that's the confusion.
I think it was probably nerves. Again, you're in there with three of the
Okada, Tanahashi,
three big the
Ishii.
biggest legends in New Japan that
Yeah,
exists right now. I can see how that would mess
hundred
somebody up.
percent,
Lube
100%.
and Bolton trading strikes, just so good. And Loibe drops him with the shoulder block. And then when Loibe missed that corner splash and Bolton hit that slam.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it looks so good.
Mm-hmm.
It's like amateur wrestling style slam is what he's
Mm-hmm.
doing there. It looks so good. Um, but yeah, it's just a fun little match. Really showcased the young lions in this match. Nakashima and Bolton when they were in there together, just beating the shit out of each other.
Mm-hmm.
That overhead suplex that Bolton just taught, just yeeting Alube over his head, send him to the floor, and then send him to the floor. It was
Yeah.
just great. In the end, though, scoop slam by Makabe, hits the King Kong knee drop onto Nakashima, and he gets the win.
I was a little disappointed we didn't get the fisting, but from Makabe. But it is what it is. We can only get so much out of the King Kong man there.
Yeah,
Yeah, I agree with you. This was a huge redemption for Oleg. It was like he wasn't even the same person the show before versus this
mm,
show. 100% right. This was a massive show off for these guys. The only thing I'd want to add is that there was one point where Makabe and Nakashima were in the ring. Nakashima, I mean, he's got height on Makabe. He's got height on him. He's about the same size, but he does have some height on Makabe. But man, there's one point Nakashima is getting up. He's running at Makabe, and Makabe just stuck his arm out. And that was all he needed to do. Nakashima went ass over tea kettle on that one. And it just shows you the strength and the experience of Makabe. I mean, so good. So good. This
mm.
was fun. This was a good opener.
Yeah, absolutely tremendous, man. We move on. Clark Connors, Ryohei Oiwa. So like after the Yoda Suji win, I was like, are any of these young lion or not the Yoda Suji, Kosei Fujita win? I was thinking, are any of these guys gonna get a win here? Because I wasn't sure. I really wasn't sure. Because it's just, you never know. But again,
I mean,
Connors
they're
is on the
working hard.
rise. Connors is on the rise, so there's a bit
Hmm.
of a difference here. Connors with
Yes.
the shoulder block, sending Oiwa to the floor, goes out, beats on him, runs him into the corner post as he always does.
Hmm.
Connors really giving it to Oiwa, just beating on him.
Hmm.
Every time he tries to do a comeback, Connors just like beats on him more, hits a suplex. Oiwa does get a drop kick to stop the spear, and does get a little bit of a go on Connors, getting that deadlift, bridging gut wrench suplex
Oh,
that he hit.
so good.
So good.
So good.
But Connors ends up hitting a spear kind of out of nowhere, like a
Hmm.
short spear.
Yep.
Gets hits no chaser, gets the win, and then he gets a chair and beats the shit out of Connors and chokes him with it.
Hmm. And of course, there's no other young lions out there to kind of jump in and stop that beatdown because they just wrestled a match. They're all backstage,
And
kind
the
of
other one and the other one
changing.
doesn't like him. So
Yeah. Um. Yeah, you said everything that I kind of mentioned there with the great drop quick, the gut wrench suplex there. Connors is again usually that power guy. He's usually the one pulling off those moves. So to have that move kind of flipped around and pulled off on him must have been a little bit of a smack attack in the face, which would have been nice. Um, I'm just want to add, someone needs to pick up on Oiwa there. This I don't know what the hell is in the water over in Japan, but like these trainees, there's only like two or three or four at most coming out at a time, but man, the crazy amount of talent that they're coming out with. I mean, look at what we've had in the past. We got Master Wada, we got Yoda Suji, Ren Narita, Shota Umino. These are all guys that have come up through the Young Lion kind of dojo
Yo and
thing.
Show.
Was that
Yo
Yo
and
and
Show.
Show? Yeah, like there's so many who were like Oiwa, who are like Fujita, who are like Oleg, who are like Loibe, and these guys just are so well rounded. Like it here sometimes you can see that there's like people who have tremendous in-ring talent, but they
Mm-hmm.
can't act their way out of a paper bag if it was soaking wet in the middle of the ocean.
Mm-hmm.
But these guys, Iwiwa's facial expressions, the intensity that he has, but then when he needs to be goofy, he can be goofy. The range that these guys are coming out with their training is absolutely incredible. And he's so handsome too. I mean, look at these two. Like these two are going to be top guys in this company 100%. I'm just waiting for someone to scoop up Uiwa and put him somewhere where he needs to be. Andre, where do you put Uiwa?
Um, I put him ahead of Oleg.
Yeah, but like what
Oh,
faction would you put him in?
what faction? Oh, I honestly, for any of the young lions other than Fujita, I wouldn't put any of them in a faction right now. Not until they've done their excursion, come back. Like just Fujita was a special kind of circumstance to me in the way that he was doing this stuff with Saber, and it kind of worked in that sense. I just wouldn't put any other ones in a faction right now. I'd wait till they come back.
Well, that was a disappointing answer.
I'm what? I'm giving my honest opinion.
Well, okay, when he goes on his excursion then and he comes back, where would you put him?
Okay, but what's his character when he comes back? Is he a bad guy?
For
Is he a
frick's
good guy?
sakes.
There's look at Jay White. When he left, he was the ultimate babyface, and when he was in ROH, he was the ultimate face. But he came back as this evil switchblade guy that like just became progressively more evil as he
Mm,
went. So again, you never know what. Again, I can't say what he's gonna be. If anything, it's gonna be Hontai because right now he's just general babyface number 3 to me. He's good,
yeah, I guess
great
it does
facials,
depend on
but
where he goes. I don't see him going to Mexico. He just doesn't
yeah,
have that lucha tendency in him. And to be honest, I don't see him going to the LA dojo either because he's not, I don't feel that he fits that technical kind of thing that they're kind of more known for. I feel like he's probably going to end up in Rev Pro.
I think
I
he's
think
gonna
he's
be
going to
splitting
take a
time
Yoda
between.
Tsuji match or
I think he's
path on that one.
Yeah, I think he'll split time between Rev Pro, maybe do some work for Impact, and maybe new AEW,
Yeah.
like travel back and forth. I think that'll be his path. Whatever
We'll
he
see
does.
where he ends up. Either
Yeah,
way, someone needs to scoop him up. He's doing very well.
yeah. So we move on. It's Yo Leo taking on TMDK's Kosei Fujita and Robbie Eagles. Yo Leo finally back together again, and this is just a straight up tag match. Very fast and athletic start, full of turns and reversals and everything between Eagles and Leo. Really good.
Hmm.
Fujita focusing on the bad shoulder of Yo, trying to work it over because again he
Hmm.
loves that Kimura, he
He
loves
does.
working that
He's
arm.
good at it.
Yo and Leo really looking good, tagging it out when they're working over Fujita. Just the cohesion they had, just to keep they kept tagging every like 20 seconds, just
Mhm.
tag in, beats him down a bit, and then switch out. I really like that little play there. Um, Fujita throwing drop kicks all around and fights back against Leo, gets him into the Kimura lock, but Leo does get the rope break. Fujita ends up reversing the rush hour into a Euro clutch. And again, I thought he was getting the goddamn win.
I did too.
But literally, the ref was maybe that far away from the mat is when Yo jumped in and attacked.
A little late on that one.
Whew.
Yep.
Yeah, if
Good
it wasn't
times.
for Yo, like Leo would have to kick and made it. It would have made it very weird. But in the end, Yo and Leo super kick Fujita. Then Yo ends up planching, sends Eagles to the floor, hits a plancha, and Leo hits the final hour frog splash to Fujita, and Yo Leo gets the win.
Yeah, yeah. This was another one where Fujita got another chant from the crowd. Robbie got them going. Again, you could see the emotion on his face. This will warm my little black heart. Um, yeah, Fujita smacking the crap out of Rush. I absolutely loved it. And avoiding some of Rush's high speed attacks. Really, really shows how he had Rush kind of scouted there. That Lope, I think is that what it is, where he goes between the first and second ropes.
Hmm?
Yeah, the Lope from Rush on Eagles, which he's so good at those. They're very scary, but he was really, really good at those. Um, this match, though, I felt, despite the amazing other talents in this match, this almost felt like a final exam for Fujita. Like, this is your final exam match. Go out there, do everything that we taught you, show it off, show us what you can do, give us your absolute best, and let's see what we can do with this. And
Mm-hmm.
like, if this was a job interview, Fujita got the job. Like, he put everything into this match. There was no hiccups. I saw no slips, no trips, no nothing. When you're moving this fast, the slightest thing can cause just a massive pileup. There was nothing. This match was absolutely perfect from start to finish. I absolutely loved it.
Yeah, and the thing is, there's a high possibility that Kosei Fujita does not get an excursion. There
Hmm.
is a because again, he's already part of a faction. He is already kind of developing a character. This cocky little Ichiban sweet boy.
Ichiban
None
Sweet
of the
Boy.
other young lions have a nickname. None of
Nope.
them have a like a more than just I'm intense because I'm gonna fight here, right?
Hmm.
That's all they have. For Kosei
Hmm.
Fujita has this little I'm a little shit. I'm a shit disturber guy. Um,
Now
there's a
all
high
I'm
po-
hearing is like, I'm a little shithead, short and stout.
but like maybe his excursion is going to strong and working some AEW or something. But I
Hey.
don't see him doing it. But I see him coming back. I see him in the best of Super Juniors, or not best in the Super Junior Tag League with Eagles. And I think at that
Ooh.
point, he ain't going to be wearing black trunks anymore.
Mhm.
He's going to have
Have a
TMD
TMDK
like
logo on there.
yeah, he's going to have TMDK like it's going to be like an orange set trunk with TMDK on. I think he's going to have his gear by because I don't think they want to put Eagles in that tournament and have him getting the 2 point being the 2 point team with the young lion.
Mhm.
They're gonna put him if they're gonna put him in Fujita in that tournament. They're going at least 500, I think. And I think at that point Fujita's got to be wearing gear so he doesn't look like a young lion anymore.
I hope so.
Just an opinion, but
I
I
hope
think
so.
I'm
That
wrong.
would be a nice prediction from you, sir.
Yeah, so we get a giant mess, which was a giant great mess, but again, it was just a big mess of a match.
It
It was
was.
hard to take notes for this one. We get the
I
10
got
man
you.
tag match Tenkoji, Hiroyoshi Tenzan, and the return of Bread Club, Satoshi Kojima, with the intergalactic jet setters Kevin Knight and Kushida. and the AJPW, All Japan Pro Wrestling Triple Crown Champion, Mr. Yuji Nagata. He is the top guy in All Japan right now, and he's in a
Yes, yes,
10-man
yes.
tag on the fourth match on a New Japan show.
Hey, I mean, the champion of the British, all hail the Great Khan, also
Still not.
champion of the British.
It's the champion of the British, but that title does not have the history that the All Japan title has. The All
I'm not
Japan title
disputing
has,
that.
yeah,
I'm
yeah,
just saying
that's
they're both champions.
yeah, I know, but you get what I mean. It's just I look at the title
One is
with
of Japan,
reverence.
one is of the British. Which
Um,
island is bigger?
Khan and Nagata though at the start, they're wrestling.
Hmm.
The way they wrestled, the wrestling they did, like the more amateur style together, so good. I really
Hmm.
enjoyed those two. TJP and Akira. Oh, God damn it, I spelled it wrong. Breaking out the electric chair sent to.
Picture, 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 picture. I love that.
No, the electric chair sent on when he has him up on his shoulders and he tosses them off.
Yeah, and
I
and
literally.
and Akira the whole
Oh,
time. Pictures, pictures, pictures,
yeah.
pictures. I love it. I
But
love it.
I literally wrote it electric chair sent to.
Sentu.
Two O's instead of an O and an N.
Sentu.
Sent to. Oh, God.
That's the Italian pronunciation.
Sent to. But
Sentu.
that tilt-a-whirl backbreaker by Knight to Akira. Oh, great spin, great
Okay.
execution, absolutely
Hmm.
phenomenal. Kojima with his speed chop, just bang, 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 bang,
Oh,
bang, bang. And I'm
he
watching at
went
1.5
so
speed, so just
hard.
and I'm watching at
So
1.5 speed, so
hard.
he's just like it was
That
great.
was the most solid set of machine gun chops I think I've seen him do in a hot minute.
And this sweat coming
Oh
off,
yeah.
that was
Oh,
great.
wow.
It was great. Maloney standing toe to toe with Kojima, going back with Kojima,
Tenderizing titties.
just going back for the chops. Like Kojima is a solid heavyweight, and Maloney is a big junior heavyweight. So I loved the fact that he could stand up to Kojima and just go back and
100%.
forth with him. Absolutely phenomenal.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, End of the. I'm just gonna pop to the end of the match here.
For sure.
Rampage is hit by Henare when he catches Tenzon coming at him, and then he hits Streets of Rage and gets the win. The
Mm-hmm.
only other spot I want to talk about, Tenzon and Kojima just doing the double Mongolian chops to Great Khan.
Yeah. It's so
Yeah,
great. It was
yeah.
so great. They're sorry, they're not the Mongolian chops. Remember? Because the Great Khan. Yeah, where were they? What was the name of the arena again?
Yeah, I don't remember, but I know what you mean.
Wherever they were, there
Okay,
was that chop.
the whatever the Tenzon chops, whatever you want to call them.
The Tenjon Smack Attack.
Yeah, there you
Um,
go.
yeah, this one was really like I marked the frack out when I saw Nagata and Kojima come in. Like I squeed. Squeed. I was so excited. I've missed Kojima. He looks so good. So good. And Nagata is a legend. He's a joy and a privilege to watch. Like he always he puts so much into everything that he does. And at his age, I mean, he's 55 now, isn't he? 56? God damn, man. Keep going. Love TJP though. TJP has got to be one of my favorites in professional wrestling right now. That lace wash, is that what it's called?
It's like I call it a late like a it's like people call it a boot wash, but he's not using the boot. He's
Hmm.
using his laces on his boots and like washing them across. So I call it a lace wash
Okay,
instead of a
I've been
boot
calling it
because
a face wash, so I don't
yeah,
know what
well,
the
it's a face wash or a boot wash. What we call it. That's when you're rocking the bottom of the boot across somebody's face.
Hmm.
His is different. It's kind of like with Omega when he used to like shave his arm hair to a certain way and like would use the prickly arm hairs to run on a guy's
Oh,
face.
that's evil. I've never thought of that.
Yeah, so
Oh.
TJP does it the same way, using the laces just to work on a guy's face. So it's not technically a boot wash. It's a
Okay,
lace
okay.
wash is what I call it. And
Okay,
that's
okay.
at least how I refer to it. That's just a personal thing for me, but yeah.
Uh-huh. This is usually where TJP derobes. his shirt. So like it's my favorite part of the match. Um yeah, also I touched on the machine gun chops with Kojima and Dan Maloney, just tenderizing titties, those guys. Jesus, Murphy George. United Empire again. Like I just they're exactly what their name says they are. They are united. These guys at the end, someone just hit the kill switch and said, "We're done. We're finishing this off," and they were done. They finished it off. Everybody popped off everything that they needed to get the person that they were focused on out of the way so that Henare could hit that Streets of Rage on Tenzon. Man, oof, what a great match.
It's a phenomenal 10 man, just a lot of people.
Yeah,
That's the
it was a little
biggest thing.
chaotic.
And we go to Chaos versus House of Torture. Yeah, this happened. Khan and Hinare sitting in the crowd watching the match. But yeah, a lot of
Which was
bullshit.
sus.
More bullshit. House of Torture just doing their torture antics. I'm skipping talking about this match. I'm going to the end. Hinare and Khan get in the ring, starts brawling with Bishamon and House of Torture, causes the ref to ring the bell and throw the match out. No contest or a draw, or whatever you want to call it. House of Torture run away.
Run
Empire
away, run away.
Khan gets the mic. He says the tag titles belong to the Empire, and then Yoshi-Hashi just saying some stuff like "You're in the match," but yeah, like just I don't know. It didn't really. Like Chris Charlton said, it was just like pretty much insignificant. But yeah,
Yeah,
uh,
I wrote down again. I was intent on not enjoying this match just because of the House of Torture's involvement in it, which it pisses me off because we know independently, Evil is a phenomenal freaking wrestler, but this House of Torture ish makes him look like a freaking child. Show, incredible wrestler, but this House of Torture shit makes him look like a child. Yujiro Takahashi, he's been around a hot minute. When he was a part of Bullet Club like 3 years ago, I was like, this man is one of the most underrated wrestlers on this team. He's actually really, really good. But now he's on House of Torture and he's like a freaking child. It the storyline with House of Torture is not fun anymore.
no,
And again, I just came into this ready to not enjoy it. The funniest part for me of this match was when Evil took, I don't even remember who. It was probably Goto. Yeah, I think it was Goto. He took him and threw him into the announce table again, taking out the announcer again. And like all I could focus on and I almost like peed myself laughing at this was the look on Hanare's face. Because Hanare and O'Connor are like right next to the announce table. The announce table goes over. Evil like yells something in Japanese at Hanare and like doing his little finger thing or whatever. And Hanare's just sitting there and he's suddenly like looks over at Ocon, and I swear to goodness, he was like, "What did he say?" Like he just had no idea. And I was just like, "Oh my god!" Just the camera look on it because it was just like he literally just went, "What did he say?" Like it was just so funny. It was the funniest moment of the match for me, which is a shame because there was a match happening.
mm,
Um, the only interesting part for me was at the end when they actually threw Khan and Hanari in there and ended the match because that was
yeah,
mercy.
yeah, it's a mercy kill.
It because like if they didn't do that though, the presence of the United Empire at the ringside wouldn't have made sense.
No,
So
very
they
much so.
they had to do something, but I just didn't like it. The setup for this, it just feels rushed. It feels odd. We know why. I mean, the Aussie Open was supposed to be in this, and that was supposed to be the setup already. They're kind of scrambling to make things work.
Hmm.
It's just, it's not hitting its point for me, unfortunately.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm just,
It's a won't won't.
you know,
Let's move on to the next one because I got
yeah,
more notes on this one.
yeah. We move on. Chaos is Kazuchika Okada and Tomoaki Ishii versus with Hontai's Hiroshi Tanahashi and the Gooch taking on Strong Styles, El Desperado, and Narita, along with Bailey and Shota Umino. I think Bailey fits in perfect with the strong style team. Like with
Yes, though
the kick,
admittedly, I felt that his involvement could have been a little bit more. There was
yeah,
one point where I forgot he was in the match.
but his style, the
Oh,
way
so
he
good.
works, I think he
Perfect.
would be perfection for that if he became a member of Strong Style.
100%.
Shota, not
100%.
so much, but
No,
he's his own little wild child. He's a wild thing. Gonna make your heart sing. It's a John Moxley
no.
reference to AEW. I'm gonna let you take this one.
There was a desperado in the crowd.
Ooh, Despy!
Despy in the crowd. Um, I'm not gonna lie, I was a little confused. I didn't have the sound on for this one. I was in an area where I couldn't have the volume kind of on. So when Shota came in, I was like, oh, well, I got 10 minutes to waste for his intro. And then I wasn't quite sure who was on his team until the match started. It kind of seemed like a bit of a cluster at the beginning there. That being said, the feud between Desperado and Ishii, Melball's got to have more. There needs to be another showdown. We need another match between these two. They're building for it, and I like that the build. I like the build that they are doing. The spine buster that Desperado was able to pull off on Ishii, so like authoritative. He planted Ishii, and Ishii took that like a champ. Um, so good. Continued rivalry between Okada and Shota. It looked like Okada was going to set Shota up for that off the ropes drop kick that he always does. That's the Kevin Knight height that Okada always gets. Okada getting it reversed and Shota feeding Okada the drop kick instead. That seemingly was the switch for Okada in this match. He was nursing his face quite a bit for the rest of this match, and again, that I'm calling it the Kaito energy, where he goes into that resting bitch face kind of mood, and it's very hard to get him out of that until the bell rings again. Shota putting Tanahashi in that STF, where Okada kind of comes in and kind of, again, Kaito breaks up that thing. He just kicks Shota right in the face. I really enjoyed that kind of bad guy energy. The DDT that Okada fed to Shota on the outside looked hella stiff. Shota stood up on his head for quite a bit on that one. Um, this was the point where I realized that Narita was actually in this match. Um, I didn't know that he was in this match up until this point. Narita tagging himself in, and I think it the flapjack that Okada did on him, picks him up, drops him on his face. Woohoo! I'm learning. Yes, I didn't know what that was, so I was really hoping that I was right on that one. So yeah, Narita getting that flapjack from Okada, but then Shota coming in to try to kind of help him, getting fed a drop kick from Okada. So Okada, despite his size, he's just so quick. Really showing that lucha kind of training that he got when he was younger. The Taguchi Narita technical part was great. This showed off Taguchi's experience so good. I love watching Taguchi this tour. Like he's really shown up. I used to really hate seeing his butt stuff. It wasn't. He was very Yano for me, not my favorite thing to watch. But this Taguchi, I would love to have him forever and a day. Let this be Taguchi till the end of his career. Um, and then this was the reminder that Bailey was in the match again for me, coming in and just working the hell out of Taguchi. These two have such a great energy. I would love to see them wrestle again in a one-on-one kind of thing. Just they put on such a great show. The moonsault to the outside that you were mentioning earlier that Bailey does, where he jumps off that second rope, does that flipping thing to the outside to take out Taguchi. Just so much talent. What else do I have? Narita tagging himself in. Oh no, I got that one already. Moving on. Oh, the table. Shota yeeting that table into Okada's face was so funny. Just because it's like a child Just throw whatever you can in the path of the person coming at you to prevent them from coming at you.
All
The
I could
table
think,
worked out the best for him.
all I could think was Clark Connors with the bench.
Yeah, I thought the same thing. And I went back to the ELP Juice Robinson fight where remember where ELP
Mm,
put Juice Robinson's face through that table.
mm.
Good times. Good
Good
times.
times. Good times. Good times.
Ah, the last thing that I have noted here was Narita working over Taguchi for the end here, getting him into that abdominal stretch for the win. Andre, what do you think of this one?
I
That
found
was
it a
all of my
fun.
notes.
You pretty much got pulled everything I pulled, so
Yes,
perfect.
I pulled an
I
Andre.
I had a good time with this one. For me, it was a good match. Um, I'm not sold with Shota versus Okada. It's Okada that's ruining it for me. It's just I don't like the attitude on. Like it's not. I don't see the attitude the same. I see it as he doesn't give two shits about anything, and he just laughs everything off. And that's where I'm just like,
Mm.
I hate you. I hate you. You're John Cena. And not in a good way. Not John Cena from 2013 to till the last year or so, who is doing incredible wrestling and having some of the best stuff of his life. He's John Cena in 2008 when he was just going about everything. I just hated it.
The word life,
Um,
John Cena.
yeah. Where so after the match, Shota calls Okada out and says, "Toss him the weight." He says he has partners at Dominion. And he's got Mox, who we all knew, and the mystery partner is revealed to be Claudio Castagnoli. I really was hoping for Brian Danielson, but we're getting Claudio at Dominion, his first time in New Japan.
I mean, it makes sense to me. I mean, you got Shota, who's a bit of a, the power guy, and then you have Moxley, who's
Insane.
Moxley. I'm not a big fan of Moxley. Um, Big Cesaro fan though. Well, sorry, Claudio. It's
Claudio.
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 Anyway, um, yeah, I'm a big Claudio fan. My problem is that these belts, um, the championships themselves, I'm feeling a little bit of lackluster. I really felt that Strong Style had actually added something of a little sparkle darkle to it, and losing those titles and putting them on this Hontai Chaos combo breaker has really devalued and taken away that luster of those championships. So for me, this match is kind of non-consequential. I don't really care who wins it. Um, because either way, I'm not gonna feel because I really like Shota, and I do like the idea of Moxley and Claudio wrestling with NJPW and strengthening that bond between Japan and North America. With that being said, I don't want to put all of our NJPW titles on other fracking people
No, me
just to
either.
get the company to be relevant. So we got to work that slippery slope where it's like, I'm excited. And if I'm being honest, I would rather see these titles on Shota, Moxley, and Claudio, but don't want to see these titles based on what Moxley does with NJPW titles. I don't want to see him get this title and run the frick away to the United States for a year and never defend them on anything other than strong because they're not a strong title. It's an NJPW title. So I want to see it in
No, no,
Japan.
no. It's a never title.
Okay, whatever. I still
Nowhere
don't
does
want
it
to
say
see it in
NJPW. Nowhere
strong.
does it say IWGP. It's a never title. Technically, the whole never division was originally just supposed to be for young lions. So that's why none of this makes sense to me anymore.
Anyway, regardless, I would rather not see these titles defended in Strong. I would rather see Strong as it's rebranded and changed itself. I would rather see Strong come up with its own version, its own variation. They already have their women's title, their main title, their tag titles. It seems natural that the
We're
six man
good.
title.
We don't need a 6-man title. We're good. Tag titles and two regular titles is all we need.
Yeah, but if you're going to be having the Americans starting to challenge for them, I would rather have Strong have its own brand than NJPW have
Hmm.
to give those never titles. So there's just been enough confusion and clustering with the never titles. Even the never open weight title that who currently has it now? Tama lost it.
David Finlay.
Huh?
Finlay.
Right, right. See, I didn't even know who had it. We need to add value to these titles, and we're going to do that with the people establishing them. Finley, I think, will elevate that never title. He just needs to be on a tour. He's just been absent. So
It's a
I think
it's
that's
a
why I forgot.
it's a
But
junior tour, so like, and he won it just before the junior tour started.
exactly. So
So
like that's excusable. But like for this, the 6 man, again, it's worse than
pretty
the
much,
IWGB tag titles, which is the worst of two evils.
yeah.
Anyway,
We move on. Lij versus Just Five Guys, same match as the night before.
yeah,
Um, this is where I wrote, where's Yoda Suji and all this? He really should be teaming with Lij to help feel some
yeah,
interest in this title match. Again, I
I
didn't
want that.
realize he was part of Lij, but he figured he should be teaming with them to build interest. Because really, you could have put Taka in the match, and you could have added Suji.
100%.
But
110%. I would have loved that actually.
I don't have a lot for this, honestly, because again, it was the same, like fairly the same.
Hmm.
Hiromu taking a beating early until he's saved by his whole team. Kanemaru with that beautiful satellite DDT to
So
Takagi. To Takagi, of all people. Um, Taichi and Takagi battling it out as always, and they take each other down with dual axe and pumping bombers.
good. Hmm.
Um, yeah, end of it, everyone's hitting each other with moves. Everybody's going off on each other.
Hmm.
Hiromu super kicks Douki, and then he assists Naito with the tornado DDT to Douki, and then Naito hits Destino and gets the win.
Did he get hit with one or two? Because it looked like the Hiromu assisted one was a bit of a destino.
That was the tornado DDT,
Yeah, and the tornado. I called it a tornado destino.
dropping him on his head. So really, it's all dropping somebody on
He
their head.
fell down, go boom. That's all that mattered.
Yeah.
The only thing I wanted to add was that spinebuster by Naito on Doki was
Mm.
rough. So rough. Looks so good. But yeah, you're exactly right. It was the same match from the night before. And you're right. I'm kind of I'm getting sick and tired of seeing these guys face off. It's like we get it. Y'all are mad. Sonata ditched you. You know, get over it. You got Suji. He's cuter. And more charismatic, my guy. Like
And
I
he's going to be
really do
champion.
feel that Tai Chi has more charisma on this team than Sonata for this belt.
And to just the championship's gonna come back to your team in a couple days here when Tsuji wins the title. Come on,
I sure hope so.
God, I hope
Wouldn't
so.
that be an interesting starting career to your NJPW return? Mind you, that being said, I mean, I don't know if you've had the opportunity to catch some of the things that Yoda Tsuji has been doing on his excursion. My freaking goodness.
You sent me a few.
The impressiveness that I have just gone on and on and on about the Great Okan being undefeated at Rev Pro for his excursion and coming back, one of his first matches being against Hiroshi Tanahashi for the never open weight title, coming back and spoiling Okada's win. Was it Okada's win against Will Ospreay? Like my goodness, like the Great Okan came back with a vengeance from his excursion. I feel like Yoda Tsuji is about to do the same. Do I think he's going to win? I don't know. I would like to see it because I'm not particularly happy with the title being on Sonata. That being
No,
said, maybe this will be the match that Sonata needs to get him a little bit more of a charisma boost.
because again, it's only been a month and a half since he won the title. Maybe a little
Feels
more.
like forever.
It'll be just under 2 months when he defends it against Yoda, and the only person he's defended against is his ex partner in
Hmm.
Hiromu. So I
Yeah.
understand what they're doing there, and then they went into a junior tour for 3 weeks.
Hmm.
So there was limit to the amount that he could kind of done in this first month, but in everything he's been in, he has been the charisma vacuum that I didn't know that he was because he's had charisma before. I don't. Did that beard? have all his charisma in it.
Yeah, it's like, when rappers from the 90s, they had their long hair and dreads and stuff, and then they cut it all off, and suddenly all of their creativity and uniqueness is gone. It's like that's what happened here. He shaved his beard. It was like the beard was the source of the power. Oh my God, does that mean like Tai Chi's source of power was the blonde streak?
I don't
You
know.
guys, refine that power, my goodness. Because like they have so much potential to, like, they have the look, they have the overall look, they
They've got
have
the
the
look.
five guys that have so much personality to do this. It's just the whole faction is starting to fall flat for me.
They've got the look. They've got
He's
the look.
got the look.
We move on. It's the main event. Teton with Bushi, Hiromu, Shingo Takagi, and Tetsuya Naito versus
Oh, the
Master
boys.
Wado with Hiroyoshi Tenzan.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, baby. Tenzan in Wado's corner tonight. Love it.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I'm just gonna say, LAJ just wrestled. They literally
Yeah.
walked to the back and walked back out. They were there for their boy.
I wrote this as jokingly, but Teton has his whole team, and since none of them are trustworthy, Wado brought Tenzan to bat for his as backup.
I mean, yeah.
Des, des, des,
But
des,
honestly, not a single person interfered. Not a
no,
single one.
no. I enjoyed that. Desperados on Japanese commentary.
Mhm,
Nice little slow pace to begin. It was really nice. After a couple minutes, after like 2-3 minutes, they picked it up, started going faster, getting to the
mhm.
reversals, and then both doing that flip kip up thing they do. Really good. Yeah, I thought these there's so much.
Oh yeah,
Um, the Vendavals, Teton doing the Ron Miller special in the match twice. I think he did the Ron
twice,
Miller.
yes. Hmm.
Yeah, when Wado went to do his bulldog and Teton did the land and then flip through, not to
Hmm.
get bulldog, so good.
So quick, so
Oh,
good.
so
Such a
good.
strong neck that one.
They're, the way these two are going back and forth was absolutely tremendous. Like they
Hmm.
just, it's hard to go through all the moves because again, it's a lot of the same moves we talked about. We talked about earlier in the match before, but just the way they were doing them to each other.
Hmm.
Wado gets Rosita Mente for two. Then he applies Vendaval. But Teton, the struggle Teton has, even
Hmm.
with a mask on, he's so good. So good.
Hmm.
Um, uh, the slide through the corner lariat by Teton, where he goes up and he
Yeah,
comes through the rope, and then he comes
that
back
scares
in
me
with
so much.
he hits that springboard double stomp, and I thought it was over right there.
Hmm.
And but Wado kicks out, and I'm like, holy shit! And you can hear the crowd at this point, like 20
Gasp.
minutes in, just they're cheering. And Japanese
Mm.
crowds aren't known for being loud.
Mm-mm.
They loud at points, but they were loud. They were American style, like UK style loud. Like they were just making
Yeah.
constant noise.
Yes.
And then so like he got out of the double stomp, and then Wado kicks out. Teton applies the Ron Miller special again, transitions into Immortal, but Wado getting to the rope,
Yeah.
I was like, oh my god, how is this
He
not in?
worked hard to get to those ropes too.
And then Wado gets the bridging German, but Teton kicks out of it. Teton gets La Mystica into the seatbelt pin, but Wado kicks out. Teton hits a kick, dropping Wado. Does a roll that back roll into the corner, up into the corner and onto the top,
Hmm.
and hits the double stomp again. But Wado kicks out. It's like 2.9, like and Shingo on the outside, just waving that flag,
Hmm.
just full
Biggest
support,
cheerleader.
full support for his boy, man. Like
Hmm.
the other guys did not like. Hiromu's just like, yeah, on the mat. He's
Hmm.
slamming the mat, cheering. Tenzon
Bushi and
and
Naito, not so much.
yeah, Tenzon just you could see him. He's quieter, but when like Wada was on the outside, he would be checking on the guy and things like. It was
Hmm.
just oh, and then
And Shingo was that guy for Teton. Whenever
yeah,
Teton was on the outside, Shingo was going up to make sure he was okay as well.
yeah. So after Teton got out of kicked out of that double stomp, he makes a dodge. hits the Trouble in Paradise, the spin kick, hits the German suplex.
I know.
And I'm thinking he's gonna bridge it. No, he rolls it through. Recitamente. And I was right. I was right. I was right. Master Watto is your best of the Super Juniors 30 winner. I had the person he beat wrong, but I picked the winner right.
It's true. It's true. And what's hilarious is Teton was my second choice, of course, above Akira.
Mm-hmm.
So made the wrong choice on that one. But man, what a match this was. And like, even the final moves of this, you could see how exhausted these two were. First of all, that German that Watto got, he freaking almost lost Teton when he freaking took him up for it. He popped him up so high, so hard, so quick, bringing him down too. He almost rolled over. Like he hit him with such force that both actually kind of fell over. And even when they did the recitamente, they were both so exhausted that Watto was actually he lost one of Teton's hands that he usually uses for that pin on the recitamente. But at that point, Teton was so spent he couldn't even kick out, so it didn't really matter. um, this match was incredible. And again, to see the support from the faction, Shingo getting in there to check on Teton in the ring afterwards, giving him his Mexican flag and everything. Tenzon getting in there to make sure Wada was okay. Wada almost like in disbelief that he's like, oh my God, I won. Um, really, really great. I really, really enjoyed this match. This was I feel like a match that you would say was the perfect combination of the Japanese strong style and lucha libre because
Mm-hmm.
it had both of the perfect elements of both styles to turn into this incredible match. And look at that picture. Look how happy. Well, I mean, he looks a little constipated, but he's still happy.
I made sure to grab the one where he's all serious. That's what I grabbed when I grabbed my screenshot. But yeah, dude, Watto gets presented with this trophy and the flag, and then
Hmm.
Hiromu went to the back with T, helping carry Teton to the back, but Watto calls him back out. And Watto says he's finally reached this point. As the BOSJ winner, I will challenge for the junior title. And then Hiromu gets the mic. He says, "That was amazing. Congratulations. You've opened up new doors, or you're opening up new doors. And whatever door you open, I'll be behind it." I love that line. I really did. And he goes, "I accept your challenge." And then Watto said, and then Hiromu leaves, and you have commentary going, "I wonder where we're going to have this match." Because again, it hasn't been announced at this point. And then Watto gets on the mic and says, "I'm wrestling next week in my hometown at Dominion." So again, I said it. He was winning this tournament, and then he was beating Hiromu for the title at Dominion. I'm going to be right. I'm going to be
It
right.
would be
I'm going to
great.
be right.
I mean, what a show that would be having the
Mm-hmm.
IWGP Junior Championship defended by Hiromu Takahashi against Master Wato to be followed up by a potential main event IWGP World Championship Sonata versus Yota Tsuji. Mm,
Mm-hmm.
what a show that would be.
It would be amazing. So we're gonna quickly go through it. Like I will, it'll literally take us just a couple minutes. I'm just gonna
Quickity, quickity,
quick.
quickity.
Start out first match of the
Oh.
night. Well, second overall if you don't include the kickoff match, which will not be shown. It's
Mm.
Will Ospreay, Lance Archer. Winner faces Kenny Omega at some point for the title. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. The only reason I
I
think
mean, everybody
okay,
does, but like,
so there is a little caveat to this is that Osprey has publicly said he has been asked and will be working the All In show in Britain, in Great Britain, in the UK. So that
okay.
to me puts a wrinkle in everything that they might not want to go to the rematch at Forbidden Door now. So there is a I want Osprey to win. I want that match at Forbidden Door,
Hmm.
but there's a small inkling of possibility that it's Lance Archer. I want it to be Osprey, but there's a small inkling that it's Archer. But I'm picking Osprey to win here.
Same,
Yeah,
same.
but just
Because Empire.
just for what? Imagine the rematch. And then again, you can go match number 3, Ospreay versus Kenny, main eventing that show. Easy.
Yeah.
I think that's what I want it to be. The second match, Ospreay wins the title back, and then third match, or maybe doesn't win the title back and then wins it in the UK.
Mm-hmm. I mean, you heard what I said earlier. I prefer the Japanese titles to be on Japanese people.
Or
Kenny
Japanese,
Omega.
or guys who live there anyways.
Well, I prefer NJPW titles to be on NJPW
Yeah.
people. And Kenny Omega is a former NJPW guy, and he was great when he was there, but he's AEW now.
One title
And I would
defense.
rather see an NJPW guy having that title.
One title defense against Jeff Cobb. That's it. I think. Might have been another one in there, but I only know
Let's
what I
not get me
remember.
started on the Moxley one.
We move on.
Oh.
Again, another rematch, just with Taka instead of Sonata, and Teton instead of
Hiromu.
Hiromu. It's just 5 guys: Taichi, Douki, Yoshinobu Kanemaru, and Taka. Like I said,
You know what? I think I might like this combination better, though.
yeah, a little better with Taka in there, and then with Teton in there. I think I like it just
100%.
a little. Taking Hiromu out, taking Sonata, I like that.
Yeah, because like Douki and Teton will be phenomenal.
Oh yeah. Third match of the evening: IWGP Junior Heavyweight Tag Team Champions, the Intergalactic Jet Setters, Kushida and Kevin Knight versus Catch 2-2. Let's go! Titles coming back all around the waist of the Empire, baby. It's gonna be our first title. It's gonna be our first title wins of the night. Simple as that.
I hope so.
This match has me goddamn torn. Same thing when they had their match last time. I was goddamn torn. Zack Sabre Jr. has been arguably doing the best work of his career with this TV title. I don't want him to lose, but I love Jeff Cobb. He's absolutely tremendous, and he's part of the Empire. But I'm picking Zack. I want Zack Sabre. I'm going to say I want Zack Sabre Jr. to win because Sabre's my number 2 wrestler of all time after Ospreay. So
I was just gonna say, I feel like isn't he defending his title, that TV title, soon against Jordan Oliver?
it's possible, but it might be this weekend. I think.
No, I have to. I'm checking Instagram now. Desperado's there.
Desperado's
No, I don't know. I feel like he was supposed to be facing Jordan Oliver, or he did.
He might have already. I don't know. I know he wrestled. He did a GCW show a couple weeks ago, so that might have
Maybe
been
that
where he did
was.
it.
Oh yeah, it is. Yeah.
There we go. Yeah.
Well,
We move on. The match that has been saved for me personally, saved by the Empire. Thank Christ, because holy shit, if this would just been the straight up tag match, I would have probably shot myself.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Yeah.
Would have had to deal with Bishamon being champions again. Oh god, that would suck. But better than House of Torture being champions. That's for goddamn sure.
I agree.
But I'm
Gold.
picking it. Empire to win. Empire Gold, baby. And then we get this Empire versus FTR, and then we get this Empire versus the other Empire. It'd be awesome.
I won't complain about that.
Me either. Never open weight championship match. The man you didn't know held the title. David Finlay screaming into the void. That's hilarious. Versus the cool as a cucumber ELP.
Yeah.
Finlay just
I
took
mean,
his
again,
title.
I just forgot because it hasn't been on for a hot minute. He hasn't been on this tour, so I haven't seen the title. But yeah, I'm actually excited for this one. I like the idea of the rivalry.
This match is going to be tremendous, but
Yeah,
I see David Finlay coming out with the title because he just picked it up a month ago. He's not dropping it.
It wouldn't make sense to have him win it and then lose it right away.
No. So I think he's going to get the win over ELP. Even though ELP deserves to get the win on Finlay, I think.
I have a question for you about this. Because ELP, he's factionless now. Does ELP join a faction or does he start a faction?
No. He's going to be heading to AEW soon, and he's going to be Bullet Club Gold with Jay and Juice.
I don't know how I feel about that.
Well, I think that's a team he's going to be on at Forbidden Door. At least he's going to be part of Bullet Club Gold for again. It's going to be Bullet Club Gold versus Bullet Club. I think.
I guess we'll see. We'll have to wait and see. Gedo
They
fits
are
it.
on this show. They're going to announce the participants for the G1 Climax. The dates have already been
Alexane,
set.
Alexane, 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 Alexane.
So there, Zane put a. Did you send it to me about the
Yes, I did.
mailbox? So
Yes,
Zane,
I did.
I think Zane might be at this match to corner ELP maybe because
This is
ELP.
why I asked you, does ELP form a faction or does he join a faction? Because I'm just going to flat out say Alex Zane is a tremendous human being and not Bullet Club material. He would not fit in with Bullet Club. He would not like Bullet Club. He could not twisty his mustachio in Bullet Club. He would have to be like a classic villain. And could you imagine Alex Zane coming out going, yeah, so we're gonna
Yes,
kick
yes.
your ass today.
I very much could imagine that. But
Okay,
yeah,
but no.
we're gonna get our G1 Climax 33 participants announced on this show.
Mm-hmm.
Brian Danielson, Brian Danielson, Brian
Alex Zane,
Danielson,
Alex Zane,
Brian
Alex Zane.
Danielson, Brian Danielson, Alex Zane, Brian Danielson, Alex Zane, Brian Danielson, Alex Zane. That's all I want. Six-man tag
Oh, I forgot about
titles.
those.
Kazuchika Okada, Hiroshi Tanahashi, Tomoaki Ishii versus the Blackpool Combat Club's John Moxley, Claudio Castagnoli, and the man Shota Umino. I think we've talked about this already when we were talking about the match. I think
Yeah.
we're yeah.
We don't need to revisit.
Sadly, I think the titles go to Blackpool Combat Club, and then they're going to jump again at Forbidden Door to whoever challenges them.
I I disagree. I think they're gonna leave them on the mishmash, which is gonna be disappointing for me. But I would like to see them lose it at that whoever challenges next.
Well, I like that we disagree,
Well, we can disagree to disagree and
but
agree to agree.
I like that we're disagreeing on this.
Yes,
It gives some
creates
stakes.
fun. Jesus Christ.
Semi main event of the evening. It's Hiromu Takahashi losing his IWGP title to the man, the Grandmaster, Master Wato, baby. He is going to become the new IWGP Junior Heavyweight Champion.
You know, I wanted to disagree because I love Hiromu and I love Lij, but he's had it for too long. And as much as I love him, there's always got to be a change in the lineup and a change and alteration, if you will, for the people. And I feel that this kind of needs to be a change so Hiromu can feud with a few people, build himself up again, and be in the title picture again. But I think I do want to see him drop the title and kind of not evolve himself, but like have a little bit more fun instead of having like the I'm not going to say stress, but like maybe the what is the word?
Maybe he needs some,
Responsibility of shouldering a title.
and he might just need some more weight. You never know.
You just want to see him move up to the heavyweights. And I'm
Yes,
not going to disagree with that because that would be phenomenal.
but it's also Master Wato's time to be champ. Simple as that. We move on to the main event. The man who we haven't seen since he debuted, Yota Tsuji, taking on Sonata for the IWGP Heavyweight Championship. I'm
Goodness gracious. Look at this picture. Doesn't it look like Suji is just Sonata with a beard and long hair?
I've seen a few looks on him that I can compare to certain people. Yeah. But we're gonna go with I'm gonna say Sonata retains because he only had the title a month and a half. But I would love to see them shock the world and give Yota Tsuji a title.
How insane would that be? How, like, I mean, joining Lij, Naito's challenged for this title a hot few times and hasn't been able to pick up the wins. Sonata has been really working over Naito in general as it is. But like to have him like this young guy, the new guy, come in and be the biggest champion, that would shock the world. That
Mm-hmm.
would be good. They're gonna put on a banger of a match. I cannot wait to see the salmon splash again.
Nah, I'm down. I'm down. It's gonna be great, man.
Gonna be a great one. And if you're wanting to watch NJPW, we will leave the link in the description box down below. It is NJPW World Honma.com is approximately 999 yen, which is approximately $10 Canadian, but it's actually more like 7 because our dollar is, I don't know, good. I guess that means it's good right now. But we love Sean Spears here, so we are a perfect 10. Again, link is in the description box below there. You don't want to miss out on that because all of the NJPW TV title matches are all free. So you can get on there, see what Zack Sabre Jr. is doing to work over all these mofos and retain that title. Andre. Showing support there.
Yes, I am. Um, yeah, so you can find me on all the social medias: Twitter, Mastodon, Hive at that Canada guy, Instagram at that Canada dude. You can find me on Facebook at Andre Melball Wrestling Talk. You can talk to me in the comments down below here on Andre Melball Wrestling Talk on YouTube. Also, if you want to comment on, if you're watching this on Backbreaker video, you can comment there, and we will chat to you. And Mike will pass those on to us, and we will chat to you too there. Um, yeah, you can find, and coming up soon. We haven't set a date yet, so I don't know. We're having a Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse review coming out soon on our local establishment at youtube.com/at our local establishment. You can check that out there. Looking like it's just going to be a pre-record and just drop it when we can. So yeah, we're going to be putting that out hopefully very soon. And we have a very special edition coming out 2 weeks from this weekend. And then we have the Secret Invasion episode starting up, which will be purely a YouTube, just purely on the YouTube page for our local establishment, because we're gonna be recording them at night sometimes, so it's gonna be very very interesting. So yeah, and before I get off, I said about it earlier. My best friend has been ALS has really affect him in his life now, and we are doing the ALS walk on June the 10th here in Edmonton. So if you, I will have the link, we'll have the link for it down below. If you can donate, please, I would appreciate it. But again, I'm not. You don't need to. No requirement. Just if you would like to, I would really appreciate it. So thank you very much, Mel. Where can they find you?
If you are wanting to follow a Melball, you can find me on Twitter at Collins Melball. You can find me at Instagram, TikTok, Mastodon, and Facebook at Melball Collins. You can also again find us on our Facebook fan page, Andre Melball's Wrestling Talk. You can catch me on our local establishment's original programming, Paramindful, every other Monday with the gold standard Carl Carafel and Alex the werewolf now that he's done saving the world and stuff. You can also catch me every other Friday on Astra Pizarro's YouTube channel, where we do our ladies wrestling showcase, where we showcase all of the ladies in professional wrestling. I think that is it, my friend. We are
Mm-hmm.
coming to the end here. Do you have anything else to say to the beautiful people?
No, I just want to say thank you. Please like, subscribe, and comment down below. We love hearing from you. And if you are liked and subscribed, turn on the notification bell, because then you'll get alerted every time we drop new content on the channel.
Ding dong.
Ding dong.
And that being said, I am your mobile. Over there is Andre. We will see you next time. Adios.